Yeah, they certainly are. And if you are going to be extending that holiday weekend on into the start of this week, at least it looks good out there for the Alabama beaches. No concern for the rip current, as that risk is going to be low, and pretty typical weather that you would expect here in the middle of summer with those smaller threats of rain each and every afternoon. It looks like the greater threat going to be closer to midweek, and those temperatures just shy of 90 degrees with that nice coastal breeze there around southeast from 5 to 10 miles per hour. So pretty on par for what you would expect this time of the year. Here in central Alabama, we're still kind of stuck in this residual tongue of drier air that's still rotating around the backside of Chantal. Kind of got pulled in here, the southern tail of the Appalachian Mountains over the weekend, and that's in the middle to upper levels. It does feel muggy at the surface, but some relatively drier air compared to our north and west is going to keep things mostly dry across the region this afternoon, giving way to a lot of sunshine, of course, to start our day, and that's very nice, helping to warm things up pretty quick as well. Already sitting at 90 degrees in Talladega. How are you guys doing on this Monday afternoon? And how about T-Town sitting at 91 degrees with that partly cloudy sky? Just looks very summer-like out there as we look off in the horizon. Most spots already in the 90s. Asheville, Talladega, Gadsden, 89. Those still in Brent. Same for Alabaster, 88 for Double Springs back over to Coleman. We are tracking a couple of downpours out there. Nothing too insane at the moment, but really just maybe a lightning strike or two. Very quick downpour for a few of us today. And that's the case here just north and west of Double Springs, right along the Highway 278 corridor, just north of there, west of the Pleasant Hill area, and also coming into Ashridge. That's one of our heavier downpours that we're watching here at the moment. Another one here just along Highway 22 going from Chilton into Bibb County between Cox and Randolph, seeing a quick downpour there. And how about Etowah County? A small little sprinkle here, not much left with this one as it's coming into the Atala area. May eventually come over to Gadsden and give you guys some darker skies. Outside of any of those showers today, though, it's going to be very hot, very humid. High temperatures getting into the lower 90s with that peak 20% rain chance. That's the highest we have today, all the way into around 4 or 5 o'clock this evening. Feeling like it's in the lower 100s, though, for most of us, and that's thanks to that more humid air mass starting to kind of drift its way back in, and that is going to slowly but surely ramp up our rain chances as we kind of go throughout the rest of this week. So Futurecast shows a few of those very widely scattered downpours all the way into 4 or 5 o'clock this evening, just like the hourly forecast showed us. Temperatures going to cool into the lower to middle 70s tonight. Dry, sunny start to our Tuesday, and once we go into Tuesday afternoon, notice a bit more widespread coverage, but even then it's not going to be a washout for any of us by any means, but there is a higher threat that you see a downpour or two going into Tuesday afternoon, starting around, just like today, 11 o'clock noon, going into that 4, 5, 6 o'clock hour for tomorrow evening. The rain chances are higher, though, going into Wednesday and then eventually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got 70% chance of rain. That means most of you are going to run into at least a downpour before the day is all said and done, as that oppressive humidity gets awfully dangerously high as we go into the middle and end of this week. So although those high temperatures kind of stay around 90 into the upper 80s, it will still feel like it's around 100 as this deeper tropical-like moisture is going to continue to pull in. We've got the stationary front plus a cold front coming in from our north and west, and that's going to help lead to daily repeated rounds of rain, and that could add up to around an inch to an inch and a half. Some spots getting up to around 2 inches before the week is all said and done. So definitely want to have your umbrella as we go over the next few days. Kristen?